I'm recording now, yeah?
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
where
were
to
saying?
begin though. Huh?
This is the first episode, so we're gonna be, this is our first, you know what, yeah?
Yeah,
Let's get into it, yeah, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
before we even discuss anything, whoever's
yeah,
watching this, yeah, my name is Yasin,
yeah,
and this is my
yeah.
guy, Horsley, and we're doing our first ever podcast, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
clearly we're big fans of One Piece. Well, Horsley's the biggest fan. Horsley's the biggest fan out of all of us, out of us two. So one day one day we're discussing. We're like, you know what? Why don't we do a podcast? Because we clearly talk about this way too much than we like to.
We actually do. Nah, the amount of times we've had conversations, and these conversations, I've told you and I've told myself it would be so good if it was recorded, because then it would be, because we normally get into like debates and
I mean, really too.
I wouldn't say arguments, but it's like, it's like it's a discussion, and it just lost goes on and on and on, and it's just like sometimes it's like what we speak about, it comes out naturally. So we're just like, oh, if only there was some sort of like recording device that could record what we're saying, and then have people, like, if we was to post it online, and have people like discuss it with us, talk about it with us, give their opinions about what we're speaking, whether or not, if they, how would I say, if they agree with what we say, basically. So yeah, so now that we're here, this is, yeah, like Yasin said, this episode number one. Again, there's a bit of little nerves here and there, but I hope those that are listening,
We're literally
um,
just like winging it as it is. But you know what? That's
yeah,
the fun of it. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I'll
Yeah.
be real, as we wing it, it's, and let's put it this way: we already know what we're gonna speak about. We already know
Yeah.
what we're gonna talk about. So, uh, we're probably late in the game, because a lot of people do speak about this, and this is our
Oh
first
yeah, we're
podcast.
definitely late in the game, man. We're definitely late in the game with this stuff. But you know what? That's the fun of it, man. We just want to enjoy laying in it. So might as well to start.
So yeah,
Uh,
so so we talking about the latest chapter of One Piece, or is it the
oh yeah,
latest
we are.
episode?
Let's watch the. To be honest, I only watched read the manga today. So was
So you mean,
but it's
okay?
still fresh in my mind. So that's what I mean. I ain't gonna lie. Today's chapter was fire.
You think so?
Yeah, man. You know what? Maybe what the best part was Kizaru. I'm sorry. There was, let's start from the beginning of the chapter. Yeah,
All
with Luffy,
right.
with Luffy, yeah,
Yeah.
having Zoro in his hand and right swinging him around like a rope.
Yeah. I'll be real though. This is the one question I got asked though about that though, man, because I wanted to discuss it with you. Because you was, at the time when I read it, you was yet to read it, innit?
Yeah, I didn't
What
read
I
it
want
yet.
to know is, yeah, but what I want to know is, with this Gear 5 situation, does that mean Luffy's fights are gonna always be like this, or is there some sort of like upgrade to his Gear 5? Like, I mean, it showed with Kaido, he was able to, towards the end of the fight, like, get serious
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
anime. Yeah, but it was like, is it because Luffy's still getting used to his powers, or is it just when
I
he
think
goes
he,
Gear 5, it's
yeah,
always gonna be
because you remember he literally just awoken as he was fighting Kaido. Like
yeah,
he was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean. So
So
I think he's to it still, isn't it? You know what I mean?
yeah, so he's pretty much fresh. He's pretty much fresh from like the Gear 5
Yeah,
thing.
like when he was fighting, when he was when he's just started like using gear second and gear third, it's kind of like that. He was getting used to it,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you know what I mean. You know when it came to NS Lobby arc, like when he was fighting Bluno, the guy
yeah,
with the door powers.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? Yeah, I have to, literally, I feel like I have to admit, yeah, you guys are getting way too strong for me nowadays. Every fight, every parry I'm fighting someone, and you know what I need to do? I need to upgrade. So he full on just like gear second.
Mm. Yeah. Which is what I want to know. But from now on, is it like all his fights gonna like be this goofy, or is he gonna actually be? Because Kizaru's a major threat. You know, he is no easy feat. You know, he's an admiral for a reason. One of the strongest fighters in the marine, well, in the navy itself.
Yeah, yeah,
There's no joking around with him. There's no joking about with him. It's straight seriousness with this guy. Like, but at the same time, Kizaru's just he isn't taking it seriously. You know, he's so calm. He's chill. You know.
yeah. Because it's like the bit where Luffy flings him out to the ocean. He's like, "Oh, I'm about to hit the sea now. I'm about to go back to the fight." Like he's not panicking. He's just like, "Ah, this is like another Tuesday for me." That's what I felt like was happening.
Yeah, but it gets me questioning. Like, do you remember what he said to Akaini when he was just like, "Oh, do you want me to go handle Big Mom and Kaido and Big Mom?"
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
I remember reading that, and I said to myself, "There is no way this man is going to handle Kaido and Big Mom." And I was
yeah. I'm
laughing
like,
at that
wait.
because I was just like, "This guy's gonna get washed. He wants to go off against two emperors. He's going to get washed." And then all of a sudden, I'm looking at what? Because put it this way: when Kaido was fighting Gear 5, it wasn't like Kaido was struggling, but it was to Kaido's surprise. Like, he was shocked how much Gear 5 could do so much damage to him. Like, and as well, tank so many hits. Like, Kaido could hit him, and Luffy in Gear 5 mode could come back. Hit him again, he'd come back. Hit him again, he'd still come back. You know, the only thing that could stop Luffy from winning the fight was if Gear 5 affected him in a way where A, it drained his power, which we saw that it did, you
Mm,
know, because obviously it made him look like some old dude. And B,
yeah,
how long he can last in that form. Because again, we don't know if he can last in a long time in that form. We're still unsure because again, Gear 5 still fresh.
yeah.
But
No, that I agree with.
but when fighting Kizaru, like, he's still joking around, but at the same time, he needs to watch himself because again, Kizaru's no joke. I know he defeated Kaido, but it's, you know what, when he defeated Kaido, it, don't get me wrong. I love One Piece and I love Oda so much. You know,
Yeah.
I love the manga, and it's number one manga of, nothing surpasses it. But I just feel like he could have done a lot more with the defeat of Kaido. You know,
But to be honest, though,
like,
I feel like when the Wano arc itself was so long, it's like he needed to end it at some point, man.
yeah, he
You know what I
did. But
mean?
here's the thing: he didn't know how to defeat Kaido. He made Kaido so strong that he didn't even know how to defeat Kaido. So he thought, let me wing it as well. Let me just create this gigantic fist. And because look, I love One Piece, but sometimes there's gonna be criticism. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. I understand that. Yeah, I
I'm
understand
not gonna,
that.
I'm not gonna like watch One Piece in these rose tinted glasses and say, oh look, it's,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I love it, but sometimes I feel like it could, like, for me personally, there's so much things that Oda knows what he's doing that transcends beyond peak, and it gets me gassed. And then there's things where it's just like, it's alright. And
Yeah, it's alright. It's
when
alright.
and I'll be real, when Gear 5 came out, I was gassed. You know, I
No,
was
I was
hyped. But
asked you. I was like, hold on. What is this? Is this like Gear 4 for all over again? To be honest, though, Gear 4 was different because he knew he could
yeah,
go to Gear 4. Like,
yes.
he was saving that for like, he was saving that for like a rainy day. And when it came to the Fleming, he was like, nah, I'm playing seriously. Yeah, I'm bringing out Gear 4. I was like, what? Gear
Mm.
4? Where did this come from?
And I'll be
Like, and
real.
oh shit. And then when Gear 4 came, I remember when Gear 4 came out, I was like, he looks sick. But then
Yeah.
as soon as he was in gear four, Mama was bouncing, boy. He couldn't lift himself. He was too heavy. Mama was bouncing left and right. The boy, where's the flamingo? Boing, boing. They're like over there. Okay, cool. Boing. It's like what the hell?
Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about, Yasin. You see, with
Yeah,
the whole Gear 4 and Gear 5 shenanigans, you know how like right now he's fighting Kizaru in Gear 5, yeah?
yeah,
Before he went in Gear 5, he was fighting Kizaru in Gear 4. My I've always wanted to know, like,
yeah,
so basically put it this way. For me personally, he defeated, like, Gear 5 Luffy defeated Kaido. We know that. But again,
yeah,
it's, to me, it was either, so I could say it's either cliche or it was, the ending was I, because I feel like Oda made Kaido too strong. He didn't know how to off him, like, well, not kill him off, but
yeah,
how to
yeah. I
Kaido.
know. I agree with you.
And I
Like
feel like,
when a writer writes someone so strong, it's like shit. I just
mm,
wrote myself in a corner. How am I supposed
yeah,
to out thing this?
to
Yeah.
defeat, yeah,
But like at the same time, wasn't there like writings where he like with Oda, doesn't he write this stuff in advance? So he would have thought of like, oh yeah, Kaido's gonna be defeated by Luffy in Gear 5, which isn't technically, which is like it isn't really a Pyromancy fruit, it's a zone type fruit, isn't it? Nika Nika Robert Nika no Modo Nika no Hito no Modo Nika Sun God. That's
mm,
the name of it, innit? Yeah, yeah. So
yeah, Hito
I think
Hito, son, yeah, that's the
yeah,
Hito fruit, I believe, yeah,
yeah, the liberation guy, the Donga
yeah,
liberation. That's something that was hype though, man. But you know what? Yeah,
mm,
I think when we first was discussing about Gear 5, yeah,
mm.
and then you were like, you know what, Gear 5 is so different than I expected because we knew when Gear 4 was coming out, yeah, Gear 5 was gonna also come out as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's
Oh,
nah.
was that what you suspected in the manga when you read the manga,
Yeah,
or
when
because
Gear
I'll be,
4, yeah, when they introduced Gear 4, I was like, oh, cool, Gear 4. It's like, oh, then there's going to be another gear. There's going to be Gear 5. I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's like, a part of me is going to be like, oh, it's going to be it's going to be epic and everything like that.
mm,
Like, my expectations are like not what I expected when it kicked Gear 5 came. My man was when we discussed it, we said this man's a Looney Tunes cartoon. Hold on,
which
like,
I won't lie, it's a fresh idea. It's
yeah,
different.
my man went too
It's,
far. Yeah.
yes. And Oda, and I'll be real, Oda took a chance, and he risked it, because it could have gone down, like it could have gone south. It could have
Yeah, because
People would have been like
oh
heavy criticism,
no,
because they're like, oh,
yeah, I
why
feel like
is he now following the Western world with their cartoons and all of this? Because most people, if I'm being, well, not most people, I'm gonna say some, because I don't even know most people like that, bro. I'll say there's a
yeah,
minor few that will probably escape the cartoons to watch anime because they feel like that's what they like more than what the Western world produces with it when it showcases their cartoons.
yeah,
So
because
yeah. So Oda took a big gamble, and it worked. Gear 5 was. Don't get me wrong, it's solid. I still think it's fresh, it's new, it's not this hardcore, this badass thing. It's Luffy's character as well, you know, and I love it.
yeah,
I won't discredit it. I enjoy it. My only downside is it always gonna be like the goofy nature, because we know with Gear 4, like,
mhm.
especially Snake Man, my favorite form. I won't, like, out of all of them,
Snake
Gear
Man
4 Snake Man,
was-
my favorite form. It's Gear 4 Snake Man is serious. So you could tell by their personalities, Gear 4 Snake Man's completely different to Gear 5 Luffy. Whereas Gear 5 Luffy is like this goofy self, but he's still he's still incredibly powerful. But
Oh yeah, it's
they're
very
two
real
different
powerful, man.
they're
Yeah,
two different characteristics. You got one
yeah,
that's serious, who's on
yeah. But
job, and it's just like,
with BX5, that's his awakening form, isn't it?
mm, people
Because
say
every
so.
but the thing is,
People
with
say,
when the devil fruit's awakening, you can affect the surroundings as well, isn't it?
yeah, it can affect the surroundings as well. Yeah,
But
nah,
every
that's true.
with Luffy, he was affected, bro. My man was catching lightning and swinging himself towards Kaido when he was fighting him, bro. Do you remember that bit in the
nah,
anime?
I
He's
remember.
getting flings like that, and this is
Yeah, nah, I
lightning
remember.
just grabs it. Bang. I was like, what? What did he just really
Yeah,
just grab the lightning and swang up to Kaido, bro?
yeah,
And
but
then,
this is what I want to know though. He was grabbing lightning, but
yeah,
he can't touch Kizaru's light powers,
I
right?
know
Or
that's
is
true,
it?
but you never.
Or,
Yeah, no, that actually crossed my mind. Like, hold on, can't he just touch Kizaru as well? Like,
it hurt him. Kizaru
yeah,
slashed
yeah,
him and it hurt him, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
But it's like I get like would put it this way: Luffy's made out of rubber, so his weakness is gonna be like blades and all things that are sharp that does slicing attacks basically. So sword attacks
yeah,
pretty much, right?
yeah,
Kizaru slashed him and it hurt him to the point where he flung back. He went back, you know.
yeah.
My question is there gonna be a way where he gets like where he prevents being slashed, or is it going to be a situation where he's going into future fights and he's still gonna have this weakness where he's fighting guys with swords that are gonna just keep slashing him? Because it's like if you put it this way, how would I say? It's like a counter. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like a counter, but it's like something that you could use against Luffy because that's pretty much his weakness, you know. And I
Yeah,
feel
but I
like
thought the thing is
Kizaru's.
though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go on, sorry. Keep going.
No, go on. You go.
No, the thing is though, it's like
Hmm.
the way you open it is like you want Luffy to be invincible at this point, but I'm like, you need to have your characters to have some weaknesses. So the fact that Luffy gets hurt by like sword attacks because of his fruit, it kind of makes
Hmm.
sense. That alright, fair enough. But then
Hmm.
now that I think about it, yeah, are we in the assumption that we're talking about his so-called fruit that was the gummy gummy enough fruit or the Nico
Hmm.
Nico? No, but then again, nah, you know what? I'm kind of confusing
Yeah.
myself now. To be honest.
Yeah, nah, don't worry about that, man. Because that's
Yeah.
because again, because everyone thought it was the gum fruit, but realistically, I still feel like there is a gum fruit out there. It's just
That
it's
hasn't
now
been found yet.
confirmed that yeah,
Oh yeah, it's
it's
not
now
confirmed.
confirmed
Yeah,
that Luffy doesn't have it because his one is the Hito, which is the Sun God fruit,
yeah,
which
Nico.
and he
I
can pretty
still,
much
yeah, yeah. But you know,
with
I
that
still like the
fruit.
story where Hoo Hoo from
Yeah,
the way he was dropping it to Jinbei. You know what? Yeah, your captain's got that fruit that made me get expelled from the government. So what? What do you mean?
yeah,
Yeah, I was the one. Because of Shanks. Yeah, he's the one that stole the fruit, and I was at the time charged of looking after it. Yeah, because of
yeah.
him, now I'm on the run from the government, and I have to join Kaido's group. I was like, what?
They said he was a prodigy. He could have been the new Rob Lucci. I mean, well, not the new Rob Lucci. Back then, he would have been the new. He would have. What was his name again? Who's who? Yeah, it would have been
Yeah, Hoo.
pretty
But
much.
like he had a thick
Yeah,
devil fruit. He was like a saber-tooth tiger devil fruit, innit?
yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
thought, when he dropped it to Janmei, yeah, because of your captain. No, your captain is the reason why I think. No, no, Shanks is the reason why I dropped. I joined Kylo's crew because he's the one that stole the devil fruit, and your captain ate it. So what?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I was protecting this fruit, and this fruit got stolen by Shanks, and now your buddy, now I hear that buddy, your captain's ate it. What the fuck, man?
Nah, I, I'll be real. I feel like Shanks has got this plan that we have yet to find out. That's probably going to be another conversation for another day, you know.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
But right,
Let's continue with the chapter because we literally just spoke like
yeah.
20 minutes out of the first part of Marcus.
All right. So
What's the other highlight of the chapter? Uh
yeah,
the Zoro
Kizaru's
versus Zoro
yeah.
versus Rob.
All right, let's go with that one. All right, so there were recently way back before, like a couple of weeks ago, we read a chapter where in one of how would I put this? Lucci didn't accept that Luffy was a Yonko.
That chapter made me laugh. The way he was like, nah, this guy ain't no Yonko. The giraffe guy. I keep forgetting his name. Kaku, is that?
Arky.
Yeah, it's like, we have orders to not engage with Luffy. What did Rob Lucci go? Nah, fuck that, fuck that.
I
I
don't
ain't
accept him as a
accepting
Yonko.
I ain't
And then he
accepting
fought.
this guy's Yonko, bro. This guy, nah, when he fought Kaido, that was a hoot, bro. So I was like, yo, fuck
And
that.
then he's just like, and he fought, and literally he thought he could take on Luffy, who Luffy defeated Kaido, mind you. Yeah, it was like
And then,
Luffy defeat. Yeah, go on.
and then the way Luffy just sees, oh, yo, shit, it's Pigeon Guy, how's it going, bro? It's like, oh, no, you remember next time I'm gonna fuck you up. It's like, oh, cool. What did Luffy go? He goes Gear 5 and he just demolishes him.
Yeah, listen, Luffy right now isn't phased, man. He's not like a bro. It's how he said it before in a chapter previously where he was like, well, 2 chapters ago, where he was like to Kizaru, they're 100 times stronger than they used to be. Because you know
Yeah,
how Sabodi went, you know how Sabodi was, you know how that went down. You know,
yeah.
that was pretty grim for them, the Straw Hat Pirates. You know, they
Yeah,
took it.
that was a grim day for them, bro. But you know what?
You
Yeah,
know,
as you were saying, they took the L and they went
yeah,
stronger because of it.
and they came back and they became stronger. You know. I don't know
Yeah.
about Usopp. You know, he's always getting grumpy. uh,
Usopp is swinging, man. Usopp is getting there somewhere.
yeah, hopefully though, man. I wanna listen.
No,
Put it this way. I wanna see the original four. Do you remember the original four that was walking towards Arlong Park? Well, no. Well,
yeah,
so far we're getting Luffy, we're getting Zoro, we're getting Sanji. They're badass. I want Usopp to be a part of that and to be a part of that
badass.
be a part of that trio. Yeah. So then it
Reputation is
doesn't
long,
become a
bro.
yeah. So
Bro, but you know what? If there was an MVP of the Dressrosa arc here,
yeah,
and we discussed this here, I have
yeah,
to say it was Usopp as well.
yeah. Nah,
It was
yeah,
Usopp.
yeah, definitely.
100% it was Usopp.
And
Remember when Doflamingo put up those stars wanting things,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
4 stars, 3 stars, all of that stuff, and then Usopp was
yeah.
like, "Ooh, glad he didn't mention me." And then the door Doflamingo go, "Nah," and the one that pissed me off the most, yeah, is God Usopp himself with 5 stars. Anyone gets him, they game become the richest guys there. And Usopp was, man had a heart attack. He's like, "Nah." What? No, I
Oh
didn't.
man.
Everyone that was supporting you, so it was like, for real? If you get this guy, we're gonna become billionaires. Ah, then cool. It's like
Everyone betrayed him. They
everyone
did.
betrayed. Except the only ones that didn't betray was part of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, man. They were protecting him like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yo,
Nah,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's why I hope that one day he will be up there with the likes of Zoro and Sanji. You know, but
Doesn't he,
that will be
Usopp, yeah? Doesn't he have that? Isn't his bounty higher? No, at the time it was higher than
it was
Sanji and
higher
Zoro.
than yeah, at the time it was higher than Sanji and Zoro's. Yeah.
But then
But
after the Wano arc, they got new bounties in it.
yeah,
How
yeah.
much did it go up to then?
It went up to the same amount as what Doflamingo gave him, 500 million.
Oh shit! Oh man, that's
Yeah,
500 million, bro. Yeah.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
Yeah, he's no joke now, you know. But it's just I
No
wanna
joke, bro.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Elbaf Art to see what he's capable of doing, like to showcase
Yeah,
what because he's
definitely.
always said he wanted to become the brave warrior of the sea, and he was good friends with those giants. You know, it's like he had some sort of connection with the giants, and I feel like Elbaf arc is going to be his arc. You know, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be another that's gonna be another time, way ahead into the future. We don't know when, but it's way ahead into the future.
Yeah.
Uh, Going back into the situation with Rob Lucci versus Zoro, which is this chapter. So
So I went on a tangent. Go on. Yeah. Zoro
Rob
versus
Lucci.
Rob Lucci. Ah, then
Yeah. Does
yeah,
that mean Rob Lucci took back what he said about Luffy not being a Yonko? Because now
I think so.
he
Yeah.
seemed to accept that because he's gone and said to Zoro, well, it's going to be good to take the number two his head
Oh,
of the Yonko of well, which is Luffy's crew basically.
yeah.
And
Was it?
I,
I think there was a bit in the chapter where Luffy saw that they were fighting, and Zoro was, and he goes, Zoro, oh, do you need help? because I think he was fighting Zoro. What
Yeah,
what
yeah,
was
yeah, 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 yeah.
you saw you
I,
fighting? And then
yeah,
Zoro was like, "No, focus on your fight. I'll deal with this guy."
yeah, yeah.
Ah,
The trust is there. You know,
the
they're
trust
not
is
weak as they
there.
used. Yeah, the trust is there, bro. I feel like it goes. It even dates back to the Foxy arc when
Oh yeah, yeah,
Zoro and Sanji teamed up, and along the line they must have said when they finished defeating when Zoro and Sanji finished defeating the enemy,
yeah,
they said something along the lines of like, "Oh, in future we're only gonna defeat our opponents by ourselves." I can't remember the word like word for it, like word for word, but it was something like, "Oh, how they were gonna defeat their opponents by themselves. They don't expect no help from no one, because
yeah,
in because to get stronger is to defeat opponents by themselves." You know what I mean? In some way, I can't remember it word for word, but
yeah.
it was something like that, and that's why I feel like Oda's kind of brought it back here, where Luffy mentions if Zoro needed help, and Zoro's just like, "Nah, focus on your fight. I'll take care of this guy." Because they believe in themselves, bro. They're strong enough to handle these guys. You know, my only
Yeah.
concern is, yeah, because for me, I do believe that Lucci's gonna get washed. He's gonna come
Nah,
down the plate. You know, I do
yeah.
believe Lucci's gonna get washed. Because put it this way, people will say why. I say it's because A, Lucci went into awakened mode. So
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah,
he's awakened his devil fruit, basically, and he's accepted that Zoro is no easy feat. Zoro is yet to put on the black headband on. So we know that Zoro is yet to get proper serious. And I feel like if he does, it's crunch time. It's finished. He's
The
done.
only thing I want to say, yeah,
But
people,
I'm not gonna discredit Rob Lucci. I won't discredit him. Rob Lucci's a
nah, Rob
strong,
Lucci, I
one of the
feel
strongest
like,
characters. But I
yeah,
feel like he's just gonna get washed. He's gonna get
yeah,
washed by
no,
Zoro. You know. Whereas
but
Luffy, I feel
yeah,
like he's gonna struggle against Kizaru. I definitely feel like it's not gonna be. They will somehow win, but
but it's
Luffy
gonna
will
be a
somehow
struggle.
win.
Yeah,
But
but it'll be a
it's
struggle.
not gonna be easy. Yeah, it's not gonna be
Yeah.
easy.
To be honest though, he did struggle with Kaido as well. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
After a
let's
while,
be real.
yeah, yeah, he did
Well,
struggle, but like,
I mean, let's be real. With Kaido, Luffy, look, I love the Straw Hats. Again, I'm not seeing this in rose tinted glasses. Luffy would have been bodied
mm,
because Kaido's taken so much damage. He's using his energy to lift up Onigashima.
oh yeah,
He's he's
that's
been,
another
he's
thing
been
as well, isn't it? Yeah, yeah,
he's been fighting non-stop. He's defeated Luffy what 2-3 times. Kicked
yeah,
his ass. Luffy's come back, ready for more. Kicked his ass again. Luffy now
yeah.
awakens his new devil fruit power, becomes even stronger, and Kaido's still keeping up with that. You know what? Look, if it wasn't for, because remember what Mihawk said. Luffy's biggest strength is making a lot of friends, and he's got a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of people to back him. So
Oh, that's true. No.
all those people were coming in, probably fought Kaido. Obviously, Kaido kicked their ass. For Luffy to come in and try that, get his ass kicked, try it again, get his ass kicked once more, try it one more time, get his ass kicked again, go gear 5, and then it becomes, yeah, a proper scrap. I
Yeah.
do
Even
believe
the
if it
thing is
was a
though.
one-on-one from the start, it would have been,
Oh yeah, yeah.
put it
It would
yeah,
have
put
been.
it this way. I feel like Kaido would have won. No disrespect to Luffy, but Kaido would have won. And we're seeing it right
Mm,
now. You know, like he I wouldn't say struggling against Kizaru, but Kizaru's not even remotely serious against Luffy right now. Not even
yeah.
remotely serious. Like you see what he's doing to Bonnie when Bonnie tried to attack him, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, you get out of the way." One kick,
Oh
bang,
yeah,
sent
really.
her through to the
Yeah,
lasers.
with Bonnie
You
as
know,
well.
obviously
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
back.
yeah.
You know, obviously she's come back, but you know, with the scratches and all of that, you know, Kizaru's focus is to get his job done. You know, if
But the thing is, I feel like with
Saturn,
Kizaru, he doesn't want to like technically want to do all of this stuff though, innit? He's just being
he
told to do.
doesn't. I'll be real, he doesn't. But if Saturn told him, "I want you to go off these straw hats here. That's your main priority. That's your main focus." bro, you don't think Kizaru's gonna do that, bro? He's just right now. I feel like he's stalling. He's stalling, and he's just messing around. You know,
You think?
because
Do
we
you think he's
already.
actually falling?
I do believe he's actually stalling. You know, I don't know what it is, but right now he's just, for me, he's stalling and he's only focusing on what Saturn's told him to do, which was, what was it again? To retrieve the data from the where they did all this well, to retrieve the data basically,
Yeah.
and one of them, and to keep Thing alive, which was York, to keep her
Yeah.
alive. And then there was one more. I can't remember the other one. You know, I can't remember it. But there was three things that Saturn told him to do. You know, one of them was to retrieve that data, to keep York alive, and I can't remember the third one. I'll
I
have
think
to
it was
go back and read
wasn't
it
the
again.
other one to like destroy all evidence of their incident or something like that. Destroy anyone or not?
That could be it. That could be it. But I'll have to reread it again, reread, because
Yeah,
sometimes I'll be like, when I read a chapter, I'll just be one and done, and then wait for the next chapter that comes out. So, or I'll
yeah,
be watching what people say, like One Piece YouTubers that talk about the chapter itself. But
yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's his priority. I feel like those three are his priorities, and stalling.
The fact
If
that
he
he,
was supposed, and let's
yeah,
be real, the limited space that he's fighting in, if it's an open space, everyone's getting bodied.
mm,
Kizaru's no joke, bro. I thought it was gonna be like, he was gonna realize Gear 5 was gonna be a serious thing, but after this chapter that came out, yeah, it doesn't look like Kizaru's fussed, bro. And remember this, just remember this. Remember when I told you last time when I said, have you noticed that when Gear 5 comes out, everyone's eyeballs start popping out like cartoon
oh
characters?
yeah. Because that's
Right.
the awakening effect, isn't
That's
it?
right.
Mm.
It didn't happen to Kizaru. Kizaru still got that derp looking face of his, that chill looking goofy ass face of
Yeah, I
his.
understand.
He's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even he's not even phased. I don't know if that's the haki within him that's cancelling out the Gear 5 shenanigans that Luffy's putting out. I, I don't know. But one thing I do know is it's not affecting Kizaru, and Kizaru's just like, yeah, man, this is chill. I've got this. I've got nothing to worry about. Bro, the original, and I've always said the original OG admirals, they're
they're
no
strong.
joke.
Yeah, because
They
you
are
told me
strong.
they train together, isn't it? That's what you told me.
Yeah,
I can
they
remember.
trained, they grew up together. Whereas Fujitora was, I believe, transferred,
And the
or what's
Green
the word?
Bull.
Or enrolled straight into the Marine, something like that. And that's the
Yeah,
same with
Green Bull.
Rokyogu or
Oh,
Green
Green
Bull.
Bull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the
That's the
same
only
with
way I
them.
can remember his name, man. To us,
Yeah,
One Piece got so many. You know how Luffy just nicknames them. That's the best way I can remember these characters. I just nickname
yeah.
them. Oh, Green Bull, Green Bull.
If hey, listen, when he doesn't nickname those characters, and then they say he knows that those guys are a problem. Like, for example,
Yeah,
when he came after 2 years coming in contact with Kizaru, yo, Kizaru, he remembers his name because he knows what Kizaru did to him 2 years ago in Sabaody Yacht.
yeah.
Kizaru isn't a joke, bro. I'll be real, but he calls Lucci a pigeon guy because he knows he's gonna wash pigeon guy easily, bro. He knows Lucci's not up there, and this is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
When he
There's a
saw him,
clear
you
difference.
know,
There's a clear
you know,
difference when it made me laugh when Lucci was just like, Kizaru and I are going to kill you, but oh no, I was just like, what? So now you want to act all big,
nah,
yeah? Now that Kizaru's here, bro.
he was he
Get
was
out of
the
there,
snake
bro.
that chapter third. Remember, he was like, "Oh yeah." So there's like he probably being sass about everything. Yeah, there's five of them here, there's six of them downstairs. Even Kaku was like, "What are you talking? Who you talking to now? I'm just assessing the situation." My man was relaying the information to Kizaru, bro.
Hey, bro,
Fam,
they don't call him a sleeky guy for nothing, The guy is an assassin, bro. He does these things, he doesn't, bro. I'll be real. Lucci is such a good character, but for me, he is such a great character, but he's also dislikable, man. I'll be real, man.
yeah, but
And
you know
and
what?
you try.
With a villain, yeah, if you write someone that you dislike so much, I think you've done them. You
You're
wrote
doing a
them
good
so
job.
well. And I mean,
You tried to say as well, yeah, mind you, you tried to say, yeah, at the end of the chapter when you had the straw hats and you had York on the ground
yeah, no,
and
I
you
did.
had
I
and you
imagine
had
that would be so good. He
and you had
never does
Rob
that.
Lucci in the background, and you tried to say, "Oh, it would be sick if Lucci was to join forces with the Straw Hats." I
Yeah,
told you it wouldn't happen. I said
but
it
you know
wouldn't
what?
happen
Yeah,
because there's no way it would happen that Rob Lucci works with the Straw Hats. Nah, this guy is too. He's
but this was my
he.
mindset at the time. You know, as we mentioned before, yeah, you know, Huhu's situation. He had no
Yeah,
choice because he fucked up
yeah,
that mission. Yeah, my
yeah,
my
yeah.
thought was Rob Lucci got humbled so badly by Gear Five Luffy, and the fact that he messed up his mission. Yeah, because he fucked up again.
Mm,
He was like, you know
mm.
what? If I go back to the government, I'm fucked. If I go back to the Marines, I'm fucked. It's either
Regardless, yeah,
yeah, he's fucked. Yeah, he's messed up in that he's a thing. Yeah, my only option of survival is to somehow make my alliance with Short Hat Luffy, have his name under my back, behind my back, so nobody messes with me. Yeah, that's
yeah,
my
but
assumption. Like how who joined Kaido, like yo, no, nobody messes with me because I'm Kaido in it. Yeah, but yeah, I was proved wrong. Rob Lucci is still a thing. He's a sneaky guy, but man still has that bloody. He's bloody. Um, but he has the bloody celestial dragons and the bloody world government up his ass, man. Like the disappointed me that day. Rob Lucci disappointed me.
hold on, I'll be real with that. Like a part of me didn't think that was also gonna happen. Yeah, that was a possibility. Well, I wouldn't say it was a possibility. It's something more like what's the word I'm looking for? It's uh it's like an imagination basically where we think
But we've
there is a
seen incidents, but you can understand from where I'm coming from. You've seen incidents where that's
yeah,
when world government don't take you back if you
they
mess
don't
with
take
you.
yeah. Yeah,
Like
but hey,
imagine,
but they took Rob Lucci back after failing in NS lobby, so I'm not surprised. I be real, let's be real. Like if we looked at it like this, yeah,
yeah,
you see Rob Lucci, if he was to supposedly, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, well, team up with the Straw Hats,
yeah,
right? Work together in that moment. Not only is he going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? It's in the back of my head. These words are always in the back. Sorry, Yasin, but
no, that's
not only is he going to be excommunicated,
yeah,
but who's gonna side with him? You know, because the rest of the guys, the rest of the CP9 agents that now we know they're now CP0, they're not gonna
yeah.
join with him. You know, what to risk their lives, to risk their whole job, everything that they grew up with, the morals that
Yeah,
they've worked, they believed in, like they worked for to achieve, to get to where they are. They're gonna risk it just to join Rob Lucci, who Rob Lucci decided on his own self to team up with the Straw Hats just to get himself out of trouble. For me, it was never going to work like that. How it turned out is so much more better because now
that, that,
it's more believable that this is what happened. It's more believable that Rob Lucci pretended that everything was okay, that he wasn't gonna do nothing, that he was in some way not working with the Straw Hats, but just sticking with them
temporarily,
to
yeah,
see, yeah,
temporarily, yeah, yeah,
temporarily to see what options he had after that, and then at the same time whispering all the plans that the Straw Hats were coming with
yeah.
to the to the opposition, which was the again the world government. You know, he didn't even tell Kaku. You know,
Mm.
because it was again it was something that he was doing on himself. And then eventually, when Kizaru and the Marines and all the world government come in, he's just like, yeah, you guys foiled into my plans, you know. Now I'm ready to fight you because I got backup. For me, that's more believable
I,
than
I like how brave
him.
he was until Kazara came. He was like, yeah, Kazara and I, and I figured, I could just imagine Kaku was like, what about me? I'm here as well. I could have backed you up.
Yeah, but Sanji's smart. That's why I like Sanji. Everyone, I want you to know Sanji's my favorite character. My
Yeah,
favorite
yeah.
character. Probably behind him, Akainu. I'll say it again, Akainu, man, because he's on job. But Sanji, my favorite character, you know, and he was quick to erase Kaku out
Yeah,
of that
because
picture.
Kaku would have been an
He's
issue
just
as well.
like,
No, like he would have been an issue. I agree with you. Like his Sanji was smart on
yeah,
that thing.
yeah, he would have.
But
He was just like, yeah,
I like to imagine though, like when Rob Lucci said, yeah, Kizaru and I was gonna sort
yeah,
you out. And then Kaku's there in the
yeah.
bubble, like, what about me? I'm your boy as well. Like, I could have helped you, but you know what? Nah, flip that. You, whatever happens to you happens. Yeah, I'm gonna just pretend I got caught and roll the dice and see what happens then, innit? F you in it. Just like I could just imagine him thinking that in the bubble. Like I feel like he would have backed up Rob Lucci if the thing, but like that statement alone just says, yeah, Kaku ain't nothing to me, bros. I got Kizaru. Kizaru will back me up. Kaku was like, I just imagine Kaku just like, first of all, yeah, I've been with you since day one. Yeah.
Mm,
Second of all, yeah, I would have helped you
mm,
out. Third of all, yeah, fuck
mm.
you. Fourth of all,
No, for me, I'll be real. Like Kaku is such a good character as well.
yeah, I like
He's a
Kaku.
great
Yeah,
character.
yeah.
You know,
I remember when
again,
they first introduced him in the anime, and
yeah,
then Zoro was sleeping, and he just opens his eyes. Oh, Usopp's on the boat. Usopp's on the boat. Like,
yeah,
because they got both long noses. He's like, oh, that's Usopp. He's just
yeah.
sleeping. I was
You know,
laughing at that. And then
but there was one thing. Go on.
and then the other bit when Rob Lucci, Kaku, Zoro, and Luffy they were fighting the pacifists,
Yeah.
and then basically Luffy's like, "Oh,
No,
go
no,
and
no,
follow
no. It
Usopp,
wasn't.
son."
It wasn't a
Like,
pacifist. It was
uh, yeah,
the
can't remember the.
the Seraphins. Seraphins.
Ah, that's it. Sorry, yeah, my
It was the
bad. I forgot the
Seraphins.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah, they were fighting the
Seraphims. Yeah,
Seraphins. Yeah.
and then Luffy goes, "Oh, go Zoro, go follow Usopp, con." The guy that looks like Usopp. I said, "I got a name, you know," and he's like, and he agrees with him.
Yeah. But I already spoke to you about this. Kaku, for me, is such a strong character. To
Yeah,
be able to
no,
get the Devil Fruit 2 years prior, before, and
yeah,
then afterwards, in just 2 years, awaken his Devil Fruit. Not even Lucci was able to do that, and Lucci had his Devil Fruit longer, which means. And I told you this, and it might sound crazy, but does Kaku have an even greater potential than Rob Lucci? Because look, Luffy. When did he receive his devil fruit? When he was a little kid, innit? He's only
oh
now
yeah,
awakening.
definitely.
So that's like 10 years, 10 years after, or Kaku's only taken 2 years. It's only gonna show how strong this guy's gonna be. I don't even know when. For me personally, I don't even know when Rob Lucci awakened his devil fruit. But we know that Rob Lucci has had his devil fruit for a while now. Probably longer
It
than
was
two
before.
years.
We can say it was like time frame was before Kaku got his one. Yeah, so
Yeah,
anytime before it could have been. It could have been like it could have been a year as well since he got his fruit,
yeah.
but we
So it
can't
could have
tell.
been like
But
3 years, yeah, 3 years maybe 3 years ago.
yeah,
But what I'm trying to say is Kaku's awakened his in 2 years. I don't, you don't understand how much of an impressive feat that is to be able to awaken your
yeah,
devil fruit in just 2 years. 2 years is a short period for someone
yeah.
who's got their devil fruit, and he's already done that, which leads me to believe that he has potential to become even greater. You know,
Mm.
but obviously he's been taking L after L after L right now, man, and obviously now he's been put in a bubble. So we don't we
Yeah,
don't we don't speak
he's put
about
in a
him no
bubble.
more because he's been put in a bubble. You know,
He's put
he's
in a
checked.
bubble. No, you stay in that bubble
Right,
today.
right, and that's my boy Sanji. Sanji just like made light work of him. Just like, yeah, I got no time to deal with you, bro, because he's onto some real business and some real serious thing. He's on serious job right now. So we don't know
Mm.
if he could be ended up fighting
Every other arc,
Saturn.
he's- every other
We don't,
arc,
we
he's
don't,
always been MVP. Like he's been sorting shit out. Like
right,
yeah, you know what I mean. That's what I like about Sanji. When shit needs to get done, like he will
right.
get done. You know, with Alabasta, if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have known about the Barrack Works and Mister Two.
Right, Mr. Prince, because he went by the AK Mr. Prince. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
Ennis Lobby was the same as well. Do you remember Ennis Lobby?
It
Do you
wasn't
remember
for
with
him.
the
Yeah, because he went away somewhere, and then we didn't know where
yeah?
he went. But
And it
it
was
was to
to
open the gate. Like
yeah,
if it wasn't for him, they would have not
they,
escaped Ennis Lobby.
Right.
Like, hold on.
Exactly. You know, and then he's coming in with the Wano saving Momonosuke in the bad boy suit. You know,
Yeah.
and stealth black. You know,
So
he's
black,
been
yo.
people don't realize that this guy's been MVP. You know, yeah, he's
Wow.
yeah,
But he wasn't like, I know Whole Cake Island was his arc basically. We get to find
yeah,
out more about him there. But
yeah,
MVP for me for that arc was Brooke.
yeah. That
Hold
was
on, it
Brooke.
was Brooke. It was Brooke. Come on, my man went head to head with their bloody Yonko, and not
Yeah,
only that, he stole parts of one third of the polygraphs. Yeah, and then and the way he just dropped it like it was nothing. He just opened his head, took out the polygraph. Oh yeah, I got it. Like I just screwed it down. But like it was
it's the
nothing to me. It
strongest
wasn't
poly.
like a creative. And the other thing he did, Big Mom's picture of caramel. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
was
He
he
broke
the
that
one
as
that
well.
one of the he
Yeah,
the one that broke
right,
the picture? And then he was just laughing
right,
about it like it was nothing. But like, what did
right. See, these are all topics we're gonna be talking about later on down next time. Right now, well, not
you know
sorry,
what?
not right now. Next time, you know.
Yeah, on one
Right
now, let's
now,
go back to the chapter because we still have
yeah,
to. I still we just go on
it's
the
the,
tangent from time to time.
yeah. We're just
So,
apologies to the people that are listening to us, but we're just
yeah, yeah.
we're getting
Sorry.
out of yeah. So back to the chapter again. So now that Lucci has now accepted that Luffy's a Yonko.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it my for me? I'm personally feeling that he's only saying that just so he doesn't. What did I? Because I said it to you last time. I said he's only saying that because at the end of the day, he he wants to take some sort of W, I believe. You know, because he would
with
be like with
with
Zoro,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because he will be like, oh yeah, I was able, you know, because it's like this, you know, when he fought when he fought Luffy
yeah,
during Egghead.
yeah, yeah.
Reason why he said he didn't want to accept Luffy as a Yonko was because in his mind, I believe that he thought to himself that he could defeat Luffy. Where he's just like, yeah,
Oh
I've come
yeah,
back
definitely.
stronger. You
He,
know,
that, he,
there's no way I've come back stronger. There's no way
yeah,
this guy's stronger. You know,
yeah,
oh, I don't believe in all these feats where he beat Doflamingo, he beat Kaido, he beat all these people. I don't believe that. Me, I'm gonna show him who the real thing, who the real G is, and then obviously he proceeds to get stomped on by Gear 5 Luffy. So now
yeah,
he's just like in himself. He's now in his own little head, in his mind, telling himself, you know what? Okay, maybe this guy's too strong. Let me just do my duty off this
mm,
person and try to make my way, and then try to kill everyone else that isn't Luffy. Only to realize that Zoro is just as strong as, if I'm being honest, just almost as. Would you say almost or just as strong as Luffy? Because I've always said both of them in
not
some
as
way.
Luffy, almost the
Not
strongest. But
almost
then again,
okay.
almost because then again, yeah, he fought like he defeated Seth. Not what was that race? Ah, I keep forgetting. King. What was his race called
Yeah.
again?
The Lunarians.
Lunarians. Like, and what did they say
Yeah.
about the Lunarians? Like, they were some OP race, and then he was the last of
Yeah.
them. And the
He
fact that
was the
he had
last
to
of
wear
them
a mask
to
just
cover
so he can
himself up.
cover. That
Yeah.
was yeah. And they based the Sephiroth based on his DNA in it.
Hmm. The
Yeah,
Sephiroths
the
were
fact
based on, yeah. So
they
in my mind, Lucci's probably like, all right, so because I can't defeat Luffy because he's being handled by Kizaru, I'll take the second head of the Straw Hat Pirates, and then
yeah.
if I take this W, I'm gonna be this big man who's now said, yeah, no one can defeat me. Because I'll be real, because
I think his
in
other
some way there's a
yeah
word for Rob Lucci. There is a definite word for Rob Lucci. It's arrogance. That's what it is.
yeah.
You
You know
know,
what? I
he's
think he
got
wants
too.
to.
He's
No,
got
no,
too
sorry.
much. Go on.
Yeah. The other reason why he wants to like defeat Zoro is because when he goes back to the world government, he's like, "Look, I fucked up with Luffy, but I defeated his second hand." Yeah,
Right.
they're gonna be like, then cool. Zoro is like dangerous in his crew. We can somewhat accept
Yeah.
you back. That's what he's thinking. Look, if I can't fight Luffy, fair enough. And you have to understand, even the Gora side, they know Luffy's fruit, the devil fruit, is powerful. And then if they think, oh, maybe like with his ideas, like if I defeat Zoro and I go to the elders and be like, look, clearly Luffy's too strong. I have to admit that.
Mm,
Look, but I got his right hand man. Yeah, that has to
mm,
account for Saturn. And then the Gorasa have to be like, ah, then cool. We we should have told you from the beginning, blah blah blah. Which they
mm,
probably wouldn't have anyway. But you know, what I mean. That's
mm.
my mindset as well. Like the fact that he wants to fight Zoro and prove himself is because of his arrogance when fighting
Yeah,
Luffy. You know what I mean? So like,
because
it's
he's
just
got
back
this.
up to
He's
him.
because
Yeah,
with him, it's like this sort of pride where he's just like, yeah, if I can't take Luffy out, then I'll take this guy out, and then again, I'll come back with the good news and let them know that I was able to get at least some of the job done.
yeah,
Maybe not, because Kizaru's probably handling the other one, so he's thinking, let me just handle the next strongest guy. But for me, again, I feel like he's gonna take this L as well, because remember,
yeah. No, I definitely feel like he's
chapters,
gonna take a level.
chapters, chapters, chapters ago, they said some big incident happened that sparked the whole world. We don't know what it is because we're currently still reading it right now, and they
Yeah,
said
his chapter's gonna
it
be
was
his
relating to
chapter's
Egghead
gonna be a
Island.
break next week, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So we really don't know what's going to happen, but I do believe that Lucci is going to take this L. Kizaru I don't know about. Kizaru for me is just I don't know, I don't see a way. Because look, he he made light work of Bonnie. Obviously Bonnie, I don't know. She's not. I won't put her in the same regards as Luffy or Zoro or probably even Sanji. But
Yeah,
she's capable of holding her own. But Kizaru made light work of her, sent her flying. You know,
yeah.
He's now coming fighting Gear 5 Luffy in shadow clones. Can you call it shadow clowns or light
I was
clones or
also,
whatever it
yeah,
is?
what's called them light
He's not
clones?
he's
The light clones.
right.
Yeah,
He's not even taking it serious, He's probably what's even funny? His light clones are fighting Luffy and he's down on the ground grabbing up Usopp and Luffy doesn't even realize it until he's looked down. He's just like, oh shit, he's actually down there. I didn't even realize that.
yeah, yeah,
Kizaru is just that. He's just that guy, and I said it. This is a conversation that we'll have another time in our next podcast, whenever that may be, which episode that may be. The
yeah.
OG admirals are one of the strongest, and I'll be real, they're not far off from the Yonkos. They're definitely not far off from because their feats. They're showing it right now. I always used to think, oh yeah, the Yonkos got something against. All right, fair enough. Whitebeard was an old dying man, so he's not an
I-
exception.
I- my man was on
Big
like,
Mom,
my man had an
I'll be
IV back or something like.
I'll be real. I'm gonna be real and say this. This is gonna. I don't know. People are probably gonna hate me for saying this. I don't know, but I feel like the OG Admirals 1-on-1 against Big Mom. I feel like they probably handle her. It sounds crazy, yes, but you know, if Big Mom, if Big Mom go, okay, I'm only basing this because of what I saw her when she fought against Law and Kid, you
Yeah,
know. But she might then take the Admiral seriously to the point where she's like, okay, I gotta get serious. But because she wasn't, I don't think she was that serious against Law and Kid until the very end
yeah,
when she realized, yeah, I've messed up. I've got to go this hard before they're gonna take me out. And eventually they took her out. I do believe that the OG Admirals 1-on-1. I do believe Akainu's got her on lock. I do believe Aokiji's got her on lock. It's gonna sound crazy, and I do believe Kizaru's probably got her on lock. And I know she's a young call, and I know she's strong. I'm not discrediting Big Mom, but one of the OG Admirals, and that's gonna be another conversation for another day. Because what I'm seeing right now with Kizaru, yeah, he's no joke, man. He's the
yeah.
real deal, man. And even right now, and it's gonna sound crazy for me to say this, I don't feel like Luffy's ready to fight him 1-on-1. I really don't. He wasn't even ready to fight Kaido 1-on-1. He only defeated Kaido
But
with the amount of
then
help that.
again, that incident that we read a couple of chapters ago, we might find out he defeats Kizaru. You know what I mean?
Oh,
He beats a
oh,
Kizaru. Oh, and then this was this is going to lead to the next subject with Jupiter as well, yeah. Because the end of the
mm,
chapter, what happens in the end of
mm,
the chapter? Atlas tells all the pacifists to destroy all the navies, isn't it? And that's when the chapter
Mm,
ends. And you see Jupiter's like, fuck, what am I going to do now? So that could be an
mm.
incident with Jupiter as well. Luffy could be like, yeah, he fucked up. He fucked Kizaru. He fucked up Kizaru, and maybe fucked up Jupiter as well. Now you never know. So it's
Are you talking about Saturn or Jupiter?
he's in the island. Um,
Oh, Saturn. Saturn.
Saturn. Yeah,
That's
sorry, sorry.
yeah. Yeah, nah, you're getting confused, man.
Yeah.
You're getting sorry, we apologize. Yeah, Saturn is Saturn. Saturn's on the island. That's him.
Saturn's
Saturn
on the
J
island.
Garcia. Saturn J Garcia.
Garcia, they
Yeah.
call. But you see,
Mm.
he's getting scared. So Luffy might f him up, Garcia. But yeah, that could be the incident that he fucks up Kizaru and he also fucks up Garcia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's nah. For me personally, I feel like something goes bad, and I mean
Yeah.
like in a way where I do believe like it messes like the like it could be on the Navy's hand that they've messed up, and then it
Yeah.
causes Garcia, Saturn J Garcia, to be like, all right, you know what? If this can't go the way I've planned it, then I'm gonna do it the way I feel is necessary. I'm
Yeah.
gonna feel like I'm gonna off one of these guys off, and he could be like, "Yo, Kizaru, I'm sorry, but you flopped your mission." Bang,
Oh shit!
Kizaru's gone.
Yeah.
You never know. You know, it could that's
Yeah,
my theory.
that's a
You know,
sick. That's a sick theory
and
that
then
could
it could
happen.
be
You
like,
know?
and it could be like afterwards, it could be like he comes back and he could be like, put the blame on the Straw Hats. The Straw Hats were the reason why Kizaru has been killed off.
Kizaru
You
died.
know, it
They're
could
gonna,
it
they're gonna say
it
that
could
like
be a
if
theory that
Luffy
could.
killed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I understand. Like they're gonna probably say like, Luffy killed thing, innit? Garcia.
Mm, yeah, because
Uh
again, remember, do you want to know? Remember reading the chapter. Not every one of the Navy knows that Saturn J Garcia is there. So I don't think even like certain vice admirals that are on Egghead right now know that Saturn J Garcia is here on the island with them. I only think that Kizaru knows, Rob Lucci knows, Kaku knows, but he's trapped
yeah,
in a bubble. And I
he's just
think the
another.
one of the I can't remember his name, but there's one vice admiral that was I need to remember his name. Next time, bro, OG
Sorry.
vice admirals from Marineford War.
Yeah,
He
sorry, man.
knows that.
I think yeah. You disconnected a little bit, but say again.
Sorry. Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Sorry, like you went quiet
Sorry
for a
about
bit.
that.
I
Yeah,
was gonna
so
say to the audience, technical difficulties. That was,
yeah, nah,
are you back?
sorry. So
What is back? What then? Say you saying?
so there's only a certain amount of people that know that Saturn J Garcia is on the island. So not every
Yeah,
vice admiral knows that Saturn J Garcia is on the island. So Kizaru knows that he's on the island. Rob Lucci knows
yeah,
that he's on the island. Kaku, who's
yeah.
stuck in a bubble, knows that he's on the island. And
Uh,
one of the original OG vice admirals that was in the Marineford arc, I can't remember his name. So next time I'll pull up my laptop, have it sit down on the table with me, so I can just like if I'm stuck in terms of memorizing these guys' names, I'll write it down, type it down, sorry, on the laptop, and then
Oh yeah,
have it.
really? Because
Yeah, so I
we're
can remember.
on the
Yeah,
phone, innit? Yeah, yeah. But
so then
actually, I'm
it's just like
oh yeah, yeah,
yeah. So it's just a way of like if we can't remember what happened in the scene two correctly, we can just go back on the manga and then
yeah,
reread like skim through it just to see what's happening and then explain it and talk about that. But he knows that Saturn J Garcia is on the island as well. You
mm,
know, so there's a possibility that if something goes bad or wrong in the sense that the Marines can't get or the world government, the Navy can't get done, then at the end of the day, I feel like someone from the Navy world government side is gonna take an L. You know, and it's
mm,
probably not gonna be from the Straw Hats. It's probably gonna be from their own side. You never know. You know, because if someone was to say, "Oh, I don't know, Rob Lucci, get rid of this guy from this vice admiral from the Navy. Rob Lucci's getting rid of the vice admiral, but they're gonna cover it up. They're gonna say he's
yeah.
had an accident. He's had a fall. I feel like they've done this before. They have done this before. We're going dating back, which is another conversation because we got so much to talk about, which is another thing. But again, Louisia. island is
Oh,
disappeared.
don't even start
No
on
one,
Louisiana, man. That's scary. That's a scary
only
thought, though.
only the
That's
people
a
that were
scary
on that
thought.
only the people that were on that revolutionary boat knows what truly happened to that island. Sabo knows
Yeah.
what truly happened to that island. They've witnessed it. Outside
Wow,
of
it's
that,
deep,
nobody
though,
knows.
man. Yeah, that's
No,
but
and that's the thing.
for
And this is
people,
what I do believe
yeah,
that
for people who
maybe.
haven't read the chapter, yeah, just
Mm,
remind them what happened. Yeah, you tell them because I to this day it's still like it's a scary thought. So
yeah.
what
So
did
like again, so like obviously this is like manga spoilers, like
yeah
because again where we talk about the manga. So I do apologize to like. Oh, we should have probably let them know like this is like
yeah
manga
yeah yeah
spoilers from the beginning.
yeah these are manga
We'll,
spoilers. Yeah, manga spoilers. We're gonna talk about the anime at some point,
yeah.
but
But
um
again, I do apologize. We'll let you guys know in the future that again, manga spoilers, so that only
yeah.
anime watchers, you know. But Luluisia, that island was destroyed completely. Left the
When
crater
he
in the
means,
sea.
I'm not joking. When Horsley means completely, it's like there's nothing left.
There
There's
is nothing.
literally There's
It's just
literally a black hole in the middle of a sea. And
there's
yet
this.
Lulusia was a kingdom, yeah, full of people,
Mm.
full of families.
They were going
And
through some tough times. Don't get wrong
they
though.
were
They
gonna,
were
yeah,
struggling. Like they were at conflict. I think it was a civil war that was going on down there. I believe it was. But you know, and
even if
then obviously they
there
didn't see
was,
eye to eye with the navy.
yeah, but there were people on that island, yeah, that had loved ones there,
Mm.
yeah. Imagine, and
Mm.
Horsey saying, as Horsey was saying, people, the Revolutionary Army came in, tried to rescue as many people. They got them into the boat. Those people
Mm.
had to witness everything they've known and loved get like obliterated. There was nothing there.
Mm.
Literally, what was it again? It was a black hole, right? There was no
Yeah, it was a
trace of an
giant like
island,
crater.
and
Yeah,
nothing was there.
it was like it
When
was
I,
just
when I
sinking like
yeah,
the bottomless pit
yeah.
of
When I edit this
darkness.
video, I'll show you a picture of what we mean because there was nothing there. There was
Mm.
nothing there.
I'll
Like
be
that's
real,
scary,
and that's
man.
and
And
this is what I'm
imagine,
saying. Go
yeah,
on.
and it's scary because like imagine like fair enough, yeah, if the island was destroyed, at least you could have gone back at some point and buried the remains of your loved ones. There's nothing to bury. Like what the hell? You know what I
Absolutely
mean?
nothing.
There's
And this is
nothing
why I
there.
say like like the government,
I, the thing with
they
King Emu, yeah.
yeah.
What did the five elders say to him when they wanted to test the weapon?
Oh, they wanted to test it on some unknown island.
And what did he say?
He said test it on Louisia.
And they said why?
So they were like, why? Yeah. And then he was just like, I don't know, I can't remember word for word, but
But to
after
me,
he must have,
word yeah, from word to I feel like word like yeah. If I can't remember, this is like because that's the closest one.
yeah, that's the one
Like
that, yeah, that's the reason.
like what kind of bullshit? What? Because that's the closest one. Like there's people that live there. Yeah,
It was
that's
like,
the thing.
it was like a nightmare for those people that lost their families on that island. I'll be real, because they were watching something just be obliterated in front of them,
And
and that's why,
what happened? Like all around the world, everyone experienced a sea quake, innit?
yeah,
That
some so sea rising in sea levels, the
yeah,
rise in sea levels just continuously went higher and higher.
yeah, because of that hole. It was
Yeah,
scary, man.
and no one knows the real reason. Nobody.
Yeah,
And
nobody
this is what
knows.
I'm saying. Nobody knows. And the crazy thing is, when we go back, going back to Egghead Island, we don't know what's gonna happen. But if something were to happen that shook the world, where Oda put down at the end of his chapter that Egghead Island caused an incident that shook the whole world, I do believe that if the Straw Hats ain't defeating Kizaru and the Navy or the world government, I do believe someone from their side has probably done something, and Kizaru's taking the blame for it, taking the fault for it. Because I wouldn't be surprised if that look. It's not gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna happen. But look,
Yeah,
you got the OG admirals. They're all in some sort of situation. One of them is now a fleet admiral. Is now taking orders from like the Gorosei and the Celestial Dragons, And
Oh
even
yeah,
he's probably admitting. And when he did say, "Have you become a puppet?"
yeah.
when he was
Or the
talking to
previous
Kuma,
chapter. Yeah.
yeah, I believe that he was talking about himself. So
Yeah,
he's in
yeah.
some sort of like conflict
I
with
hated that
his
chapter, man.
position.
I, like not the chapters. I hated that part in the chapter, yeah, because the celestial dragons, they pissed me off. Yeah. What
Mm-hmm.
was it they said? What were they complaining about?
They
Like
didn't have
the
no lobster,
lobster.
I believe it was. Yeah,
And then
something like
what
that.
were they gonna do with Kizaru? They said, "Ah, if you don't sort this out,
I
Kizaru, we're
was
gonna have
thinking,
your
yeah,
head." And the
no,
thing is, they can do it.
Akainu,
Yeah, I mean,
Akainu. Yeah,
well, actually, if you don't deal with this, we're gonna have your head. Sorry, man.
yeah.
Sorry, man. One Piece has so many characters, and even Horsley has to correct me sometimes. My apologies, guys. But yeah, Archeon is like we're gonna have your head. And the thing is, though, these celestial dragons, they can do it because they got the backings of the bloody world government. So if they wanted Akionu's head, they will have Akionu's head. Because they'll
Oh,
pull off.
I don't. Ooh, I wouldn't be too sure, but it's not that easy. Remember, everything goes towards the Gorosei. They have the final say, you know.
Yeah,
So
but
if they,
the celestial dragons, they'll be like, "Oh, then cool. You need to deal with these guys." You know what I mean? Something has to happen.
well,
Like,
I
but they
wouldn't be
have
too.
that. The Gorosei will have to listen to the celestial dragons, don't it?
No. I feel like again, everything in terms of the final say of what happens is going towards the Gorosei because they're the head above everything. What the people don't know is that there's someone above them, which is King
Yeah,
Emu, you
King
know,
Emu.
or
Yeah,
Emu Sama himself, you know, because
yeah.
we don't even know if that guy's male or female, you know. But the final
Oh
say is
yeah,
the
true,
Gorosei. Yeah,
yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. And Akainu, he's in the Sakazuki, the Red Dog. He's in some sort of conflict with that. Then you got Aokiji, who's teamed up with the Blackbeard Pirates, so he's gone to a different path where he's not even a part of Sword, which everyone was assuming that he was,
Yeah,
but he's not even a
I
part of
saw
Sword.
that. He
But
don't.
now
He didn't even
everyone's
know about
just
sword. He didn't
right.
even know
But
about
now
sword, did he?
exactly. But now everyone's now assuming that he could be a part of the Dragons group, which is the Revolutionary. But I'm just thinking, no, if he's not a part of Sword, he's not probably a part of the Revolutionary. He's
No.
probably just doing his own path, go walking his own path, thinking what's best for him and only him. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kizaru now, at the end of this arc, takes
Yeah,
an L. By taking an L, Saturn J Garcia has said to himself, "Your relevancy is of no more. You know this. You couldn't get this job done. We don't need you. Goodbye."
that's true.
Boom.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden, we have no more Kizaru. You know, and Kizaru's gone, and everyone's thinking, "What happened to Kizaru?" Reading the newspapers, and then you find out, oh, the Straw Hats are the reason why Kizaru is no longer
yeah.
available.
They're gonna twist it like that. No, I agree with you. They're probably gonna twist
I
the.
wouldn't be surprised, you know, and that's what's
Yeah,
up. But at the moment, like I said, it's no easy feat fighting Kizaru, you know, because you know with everything that he's been through, especially his past and how conflicted he is, and what
yeah.
he's been going through because of his situation with Sentomaru, you know,
Mm,
because and his past with Dr. Vegapunk, you know,
yeah,
he's in two minds about this. But his only thing that he has to do is get the job done,
yeah,
which is his justice, which is unclear justice, you know. And I feel like his unclear justice is more like a confused kind of like he's questioning. Even for me personally, he's probably questioning the justice that he's doing, you know, because there are some things. Look, 2 years ago, he was enjoying it when he was kicking the Straw Hats' ass in Sabodi, where he
yeah,
was kicking Luffy's ass in Marineford War.
yeah.
Now he's not the same. It's not the same. He's just like he's starting to slowly see that there are two sides to a coin. The one
Mm,
side where you know where it's always where he's gonna be like, yeah, he wants to, he's willing to do this for the good of the Marines, and the other side where he's saying, ah, I really don't want to do this. It's my job, but I don't want to have to hurt the people that I care and love. I love
yeah,
and care about
yeah, yeah.
because they mean so much to me and I've known them for a long time and it
He's
hurts me to
conflicted.
do this.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah,
conflicted. Yeah,
he's conflicted. But at the end
yeah.
of the day, he's on job, you know? And
Yeah, I
for
know.
me, it's starting to show his character a lot more. you know. And as of right now, I do believe that it's only going to further cement the fact that he's. What was I going to say? I do apologize, but there was something I was going to say, but it's just lost on me. But for me, Kizaru is again, he's a character that we don't know too much of. Like
Yeah, he hasn't. He's
none
not
of
featured as much though, is he? You know?
yeah, he's not. We don't know all the OG admirals as much, you know. But
Yeah,
what we do know is from the little past that we've got,
yeah.
he's not your typical bad guy type of guy where he's just like, oh yeah, I'm doing for the fun of it. He's not
No,
like Green Bull, where Green Bull is just like he's sucking up to these guys, just like, oh, he's sucking up to the celestial dragons. They're the gods of this world. Nah, nah, nah. This guy, he's got some sort of humility in himself. You know, he's more of a, is this the right thing to do? It's my
mm.
job,
He's
but
starting to
I've
question it.
got to
He's
do
starting
it.
to question it. Yeah, yeah. He's starting to
Yeah.
question it.
And again, he's doing it, and he's doing a banging good job of that. You know, and I'll be real. From what I'm seeing, he's making it difficult for Luffy. You know, he's definitely
Mm.
making it difficult for Luffy because Luffy, again, like you said at the very beginning, Luffy threw him, spun him around, threw him, almost hit the wall, and Luffy threw him quite a distance, mind you.
You know, I still love
Oh,
that bit because I was like, huh, I'll get thrown into the ocean. I probably should
and
do
then
something about this. And then he's
and
like,
then
he just flies him back with the lightning, with the light stuff in it. But yeah, it's just the
and then
expression. It's like, as I said, it's like, it's just like another Tuesday for me. Get
mm,
thrown away.
and then head backs at such speed. Creates
Yeah.
these light clones, light work, easy. And this guy's just like he's no joke, bro. Kizaru's no joke, man. He is no joke, and I can't wait to see more of what he's capable of doing because again, I like his
Oh,
character.
yeah, yeah. But we
You
have to
know,
wait a few weeks for that,
sometimes I
isn't
feel yeah.
it?
Sometimes I feel like I do want him to be humbled, you know, just so I can see what like how serious he actually is when things don't
Yeah.
go easy for him. Because right now, I thought it would have been a struggle with Gear 5, but he seems to be taking it easy. He's definitely, for me, it's not that he's taking it easy, but it's not difficult for him. You know,
Mm, mm.
he's just going along, just doing what he's capable of doing what he's usually doing, and that's kick ass every single time. You know, with Sanji's situation going when he took off with Atlas and Dr. Vegapunk,
Mm.
you know, uh we don't know. People are already talking about, is he gonna fight Satin J Garcia? I don't know. I would love to see it because again, Sanji's my favorite character. I love the guy. You know, I love his character to bits. But I don't know if he's going to fight Satin J Garcia, and I don't know if he's really because are we indicating that Satin J Garcia is not stronger than Kizaru, even though he's part of the Garo side? Because again, Luffy's taking care of Kizaru, and Satin and Sanji's on his way down with Atlas with Vegapunk down the wherever they're going to, and wherever they're going to, Satin J Garcia is there. Are they gonna come in? Are they gonna come in contact, then confront each other, and then is it gonna be a fight between those two? We don't know because at the moment, right now, you got outside of the outside of the building where they crashed out was Rob Lucci and Zoro who's fighting. Inside the dome, you've got Kizaru and Luffy, and now you've probably got a potential maybe Sanji versus J Garcia. But hey, listen, I don't know if that's gonna happen. What I do know is Sanji's a smart character, smart
Yeah,
guy.
he's
He's
smart.
not
He
stupid.
can, like,
He's
he's
probably
not.
gone.
Yeah,
He's probably gone down there to do something that's probably going to affect the navy and the world government, but give his side a closer, uh, clear goal towards the W. You know,
mm,
so it's more like they can whatever he's going to do, it's gonna make it much more easier for the Straw Hats because he's that type of guy. He'll take off and people don't even know where he is, and then boom, he's done something again, and it's
he
become
can
a
do
major.
it. Yeah,
It's become beneficial for the Straw Hats because it's helped them greatly. You know, so we don't know what's gonna happen. Only time can tell. For me personally, I'll be real.
yeah.
Um, I can't wait. You know, it's only big things are happening. Big things are happening. Very very big things are happening.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's so like it's for me, you know, we can see. But going back to that, I'd like to talk about I think it was a chapter ago, not this chapter, I can't remember, was Akainu versus Kuma
But
for the
that
first
probably have
time.
to. That would
For the
probably be
first,
for another podcast because, as you said,
okay,
yeah, it's been an
yeah,
hour.
it's been
Like,
yeah,
yeah, it's been like literally just turned an hour now. I'd love to speak it
mm,
more, but we don't wanna. We
mm,
probably if we don't got to, we'll probably speak 20 like a whole bloody week talking about this stuff. But we don't wanna.
But again,
Yeah,
I'd like to say thank you to those that listened. I'll be real, you know,
hell yeah,
when we
yeah. Thank you,
when we
thank you.
when we speak about when me and Yasin speak about this and there's no like recording or there's no camera on us, it's like it comes naturally for us and we have these long discussions that go on and on and on. And I just wish that there was a camera that would record us, and because there's so much that we've said that I feel like we could have said in this podcast today. But again, it's all gonna come back. You know, whatever we have in our minds when we read the next chapter, we'll save it for the
Mm.
next podcast and we'll discuss it then,
And
because
yeah,
it will come
yeah,
naturally, free flowing. Words are just going to come out of our mouths and we're going to be more prepared. So, thank you to those that have stayed and tuned in and listened to, you know, everything we've said in talks about this latest chapter of One Piece.
yeah.
We do apologize for, you know, going way off and then
Oh
at
yeah,
points
yeah.
not, yeah,
To be honest, though, I'll
you
say that
know,
I'll take mostly the blame because like I did talk about previous. I did go on a bit of a tangent about that. But yeah, man. But yeah, we should have focused. But you know what? That's the thing about us two, man. We love One Piece so much. We just love talking about the previous, like all the previous arcs, man. Because that's how much we love it, man. You know what I mean?
mm,
I
there's a
don't.
lot.
And just yeah, we just there's a lot, man. One Piece has been going for how many years now, Horsey? Like
Probably 26, maybe 26, maybe 27
yeah,
years,
like
somewhere
that's
along
nearly
those lines.
that's like 2 decades and a bit, man. That's
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah,
There's so much.
almost
There's so
three
much.
decades.
Yeah, almost 3 decades now, man. That's nuts.
Mm,
But you know
you
what?
know,
Yeah, just we probably just be discussing a bit about other stuff as well. We're big Pokemon fans as well, so that would be another thing we'd like to talk about as well.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we love our
But
Pokemon. You know,
yeah, we are. Of course, he knows about Pokemon. I thought I knew stuff about Pokemon, but he knows Pokemon more than I do.
listen, Pokemon, One Piece. I'm the anime guy. You know,
Uh,
well, One Piece and Pokemon guy. Because
I pretty much know all the other nerdy stuff. You know what I mean? Like video games. But yeah, man, as the first podcast, yeah, we'll try and mainly talk about One Piece to you guys. But yeah, but like if you guys want to listen to other stuff, we can check out as well. Um, Horsty's been trying to get me into Jujutsu Kaisen. That would be another thing we'd like to talk about. But yeah, I haven't even watched it yet. Yeah, I know. I know you guys are probably hating me. Like, what? This guy hasn't watched it yet. No, I watched it at some point. I literally just finished season 3 of Demon Slayer, so that we need to talk about as well. But yeah, but this is first podcast done. I'm proud of it. Me and Horsey have been wanting to do this for a good couple of weeks now, so we finally gotten into it. And yeah, again, like Horsey said, thank you for listening to us. It means a lot. And if you really liked it, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell them about us too, and yeah, so hopefully we do more in the future. Next week we'll probably be talking about it next week will be a break, so that'll be a
But
perfect opportunity.
it's still,
Yeah,
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 perfect opportunity to start talking about other things during that time.
yeah. That's
So
like Horsey said, it will be a
yeah.
perfect opportunity to talk about something else. But yeah, thank you so much, Horsey. Yeah,
Thank you, Yasin, for having me on board. I'm glad
yeah,
we
yeah.
was able to do this, and we'll definitely
That,
do this again. You
yeah.
know,
As I said, my name is Justin. This is my
and
friend
I'm
Horsey. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell this is our first podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then bye, guys.
We'll clean up. But take care, guys.